One of the pillars, or some of the pillars to social media, these major social media platforms, are the numeracy, the comparison, and the highlight reels, which all overlap each other, greatly overlap each other. I'm going to try to go over each of them sort of individually, but they really are so intertwined with each other that it's inevitably, when I'm speaking about it, going to overlap. The numeracy, when I talk about numeracy, I'm talking about the followers, like how people can see how many followers you have and how many people you're following, and everybody can do that. And how many likes you get on a post or hearts you get on a post, which I think now Instagram has a feature where you don't have to show the likes you get on a post, because I guess they're trying to be more inclusive and for PR. But the followers are still there, and how many people you follow. And other social medias, I don't think they hide there's an option. I'm not really sure, but the point is, it's still there in one way or another. And this numeracy leads to a lot of people feeling that numbers equate to quality on social media, and sometimes that goes into the actual life, where I believe those numbers can also go into consumerism and materialism, which are another topic that I may do a video about, because it is really fascinating to me. So I'm just, going to stick with social media right now. But those numbers, some people will believe, like, oh, if this post has a lot of likes or it has a lot of views, then it's probably a high quality post, right? But that's not always the case. So, and sometimes it is, but sometimes it isn't. So I'm not saying that because a post has a lot of likes or has a lot of attention on it, that it's automatically of lower quality than one that doesn't. I really believe it's dependent on the post itself, on the video, on the photo. So what I'm saying here is that high numbers don't automatically equate to, okay, this is a good video, it's a good... And when I say good, I mean just high quality video, or interesting video, or a good photo, like like good photography. So this numeracy also breeds a lot of comparison, especially among younger demographics. I believe it can happen to any demographic, like any age group, any demographic, but I believe it hits a lot harder for younger people on social media, teenager age and young adults who are still... I believe life is constant learning, at least in my life. When I am past my 20s, I still want to be constantly learning about... I don't want to have my mind set, at least not in every way. I want to be always learning, hopefully. But it hits harder for younger people because I think a part of it, they have so much life, right, to live. So that, I think social media a lot of the time is a lot of their world. The younger you are, most of the world is on their is pixelated. And as someone like myself who grew up in this world of pixelation, if that's a word, it was heavily a part of my, surroundings, and definitely shaped, how I am today in certain ways. So, but this comparison, oh, well, I don't have as many followers as this person does. Why do they have as many followers? And I post similar or the same content, or, comparing your lifestyles, like, oh, I wish I could do this, do that, go here. I wish I could have this, have that, almost constant comparison, if not constant. It's overwhelming. And a lot of the comparison comes from people on social media just post what they want to post. Whether it's aesthetically pleasing, it's a trend, whether it's curated for a certain group, a certain demographic, they just post whatever usually they believe is going to get the most attention or the most hearts. Or, as I said, even if they're like, okay, it's not for the attention, but, it's still something that's going to be most likely social media aesthetically pleasing. But here's where it gets tricky. The reality of life is that it's not always aesthetically pleasing. And so social media, so people share, it's a highlight reel. People share highlight reels and times that by thousands of the millions. And social media is almost just a highlight reel. Literally just that. And it gets tricky where a lot of people will compare themselves and be like, comparing themselves to highlight reels of other people. And so I think sometimes the line between reality and what I think is a lot of decent amount of fiction on social media sometimes gets blurred, because it's not like, because sometimes, these highlight reels, okay, like you see this person, sometimes they are actually at this place or doing this, doing that. So that part is real. But what they decide to show are the best moments of this vacation, or the best moments of going out to this a nightclub, or I say nightclub, I don't know, or the best moments of, going out with my friends, I whatever is, or whatever it is. So yeah, those experiences could be real, but once again, it's only the moments that they want to show, which usually it'll make someone, it can make someone feel, oh, like, why don't I have that? And I'm not saying people shouldn't post those moments, because I think a lot of it also comes from somebody's inner, like their inner self, from self-confidence and just being and knowing yourself and being set with yourself, to better handle those comparisons. But it can definitely be tricky. And with these social media apps, a lot of them, it's the way it's configured, it makes it so easy to be compared. Like I said, once again, it's a loop through the numeracy of seeing, okay, how many likes this post got, or how many followers does this person have compared to how many people are they following? And so it's just this cycle that keeps going. And so that's where it's so incredibly fascinating to me. So incredibly fascinating how this numeracy and the comparison and the highlight reel all tie into each other. And then it makes me wonder, is the real life of people, like most people, just too boring for social media? Is it too dull, lackluster? Is it, is it too messy? Like, what is it, that... And Or is it like, oh, well, I just want to post, positivity? Is it just to post positivity? I believe there's nothing wrong with posting positive moments and having positivity, of course, on social media. Though it gets tricky when that positivity, at least in my perception, this is all my opinion, my perception, it gets to be to a point where there's little to no room or little to no attention to the other side of that, where people's lives are messy and it's not always, it's not always perfectly lined up. And there can be a lot of, there's just a whole nother side to it. And so that's where it gets tricky for me. But I'm going to end this video here. If you liked this one, please click the thumbs up. Share it once again with anybody who may be interested in this topic. And please consider subscribing to me if you are interested in any of the other videos I made or this one. I'm going to make another social media video, and I have so many more ideas in my head. So thank you for listening. I'm recording that ending again because I accidentally clicked the end button before I could say it fully.